The initial project was to replace the top faucet, but I ran into problems right away. One of the screws was just spinning in place, so I had to drill into it until the head broke off. After that, I was finally able to remove the stubborn screw. The old faucet was probably installed 20 years ago, and unfortunately I couldn't find a new one compatible with the existing valve in the wall. The guy at the plumbing supply store recommended a delta valve. He said Moen, which was previously installed, isn't consistent over the years. They keep designing new models and stop producing the old ones. So I got a delta. They are more reliable over the years. The old faucet had a horizontal screw mount, while modern bathtub faucets are designed to be mounted diagonally. Since I couldn't find a faucet that fit the old valve, my in-laws and I decided to replace the whole thing. That meant widening the hole in the wall and removing the old valve. At first, I tried using a multi-tool to cut it out, but it didn't work well, so I switched to a reciprocating saw. That thing cut through it like butter. Then I used a torch to heat up the remaining parts of the old valve and pull them out with some pliers. In the video, you can see me placing a heat shield behind the copper pipes to protect the insulation from catching on fire. Like I mentioned earlier, I removed the remaining pieces of the old valve with my pliers. This was my first time using a gas torch, and it was fun. The valve has two shut-off stops for hot and cold water, so in the future I will not need to turn off the main water supply. I also use two tools, one for cutting the copper pipe, and the second, it's a deburring tool. To clean the inside of the copper pipe, I cut a wire brush and attached it to a drill. That made the process much easier. The deburring tool I used ensures that both the inside and the outside of the pipe have a smooth, conical finish, allowing water to flow better. I also sanded the outside of the pipes to ensure a strong solder joint. In the next episode, I'll demonstrate how to properly clean copper pipes for a durable solder. At first, I thought soldering copper pipes would be easy. I had soldered electrical wires before, so I just went for it without doing any research. Here's what I did wrong. I didn't clean and sand the pipe well enough. I applied flux inside the pipe. Flux should only go on the outside. If there's excess flux inside, it accelerates pipe corrosion. I tried soldering with water still in the pipes. I overheated the joint, burning off the flux. And that's everything I messed up on my first day. One important thing, before soldering, you must remove all rubber or plastic parts from inside the valve. I linked the video that helped guide me on safe soldering techniques. That guy is a copper pipe soldering guru, so I highly recommend his channel. Also, I used a flame shield because here all the walls I framed with wood and have fiberglass insulation, and I didn't want to risk starting a fire. Beside the heat shield, I also had a fire extinguisher nearby, just in case. And thankfully, the heat shield did its job. After 2 failed attempts, I stopped everything and started over the next day. On day 2, I sanded everything properly. I also used a tool that made sanding much easier and cut down the time spent on prep. You'll see it in action in the next episode. One more thing, after applying flux and inserting the pipe into the fitting, always wipe away any excess flux with a clean cloth. And another tip, when using a torch, always apply the flame at the base of the fitting because heat rises. By following the correct steps, I finally managed to solder the pipes properly. The new valve is now installed successfully. Using a mirror, I checked all the solder joints and they looked good. The pressure test confirmed everything was sealed properly. It would mean a lot if you could like this video, share, subscribe, and see you next time. Take care.